Good morning. Hi. Welcome. I am Astrid. I am Wattle and Wool, and welcome back. I think it's more of a welcome back to myself. I have not been on here in a while. So hi, how are you? How are you going? What's new? I am Wattle and Wool on Instagram. So it's Wattle and .wool. Everything's in the show notes. If you haven't followed me before, or if you like what you see on this video, jump on, say hello. I'm very friendly, I promise. I'm always wanting more friends and more connections, so feel free to reach out and say hi. I love it. Okay, so today I have not been on in a while, as you would know, and so I am going to be talking to you about a couple of amazing things that I've got coming up very, very, very soon. So stay tuned. Sorry. It's hard to remember where I'm up to because it's been so long. So I went up to Broome, which is in the northwest of Western Australia. It is tropical and it was beautiful. I stayed with my little sister. She lives up there. She's a regional nurse. And I got to go to the beach every day. I got to go swimming almost every day. The only day we really didn't get to go swimming was when there was a crocodile sighting. So you're not allowed to swim when there's crocs, quite clearly. For any international viewer, I personally love to joke that Aussies get our croc license. When we're about 7, we're going to go wrestle a croc. Clearly it's a joke. Crocodiles are dangerous. Do not touch them. Actually, on that note, so are kangaroos. I think it's one in 1,000 Chinese tourists. And I'm saying Chinese because kangaroos are marketed as soft toys in China, particularly. And they come to Australia, they try and hug a kangaroo, and unfortunately some of ours, especially the big red ones, are what's called a boxing kangaroo. So if you come near them, they will punch you out. And unfortunately, that does happen to some people. So come to Australia, love Australia, just respect the wildlife. But don't worry about the spiders. That's not a problem. So I stayed with her up in Broome and we just had such a good time. I've never actually spent a consistent week alone with my sister. So, except for growing up, but that's always with people around. So it was a really big learning curve, I guess. We see things very differently. And in some ways we've had very different circumstances go on in our childhood. So to make it different from each other, which I'm sure is totally normal. I'm the oldest, she's the littlest. So I'm sure it's totally normal, but it was a lot of learning how to be a big sister and a friend instead of just a big sister, and recognizing that she's an adult. So I'm sure I'm not the first person to ever go on this journey, but it was really new for me, so it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. So we went to the Broome, I keep saying Fremantle. We went to the Broome markets and they were incredible. So I bought quite a bit of things and I'm not going to show you them all, but I do have 2 photos to show you. So these are from local photographers. They often use drone photography. I, being a geography teacher, am quite obsessed with coastlines. I think that the way that they're created and shaped and morphed and changed is just wonderful. Not that I teach that in geography actually, but I'm just quite obsessed personally. But I think teaching it has encouraged that love. So I've got 2 photos to show you. And both of these I bought in Broome. And they were hanging above my bed until they fell off from the blue tack. So this first one here, this is in Bard Creek in Broome. And this is a little turtle that is swimming into a bay or into a creek. And these are all mangroves. So mangroves are tropical trees and they can handle being submerged quite deep in water. They are breeding grounds for lots of different kinds of fish and for crocodiles as well. And so this kind of a shot, I just thought it was so cinematic and beautiful that I had to get it. I love the calming nature of the colours as well. The second one that I wanted to show you, make sure it's the right way, this one. Okay, so hold on, I've got the back of it because it keeps falling off. And this is James Price Point in Broome by the same photographer. And this one, I just love the kind of the three tones of it, but you've got the water and then the like crushing waves and then the beautiful sand. So again, if you're new to Australia, we've got the most amazing sandy beaches. Western Australia, in my opinion, has the best beaches. And yes, people from the eastern states, I have been to your beaches. I have tried. I have not enjoyed. So Perth itself, not the best beaches. But if you go up north or if you go down south, definitely the best in WA. I have travelled pretty much from Brisbane all the way down to Melbourne, or just down south of Melbourne, and I have not found their beaches to be anything as good as ours. Also, best surfing. Not that I surf, but best surfing. And then this one here is just those rocks. So I love red dirt. I think it comes from being in the country for a while. I just loved it. So all these beautiful red rocks, and these are actually cliffs in here. So that's why it's such a sharp contrast. This is quite a high elevation. So I love it. Just those colors. For me, it's calming and peaceful. I know for some people it's not, but I just love it. This is above where I sleep, and I can't love it more. It would be very difficult to love it anymore. So those are two of the beautiful photographs that I have bought while I was up there. So those are obviously prints of a photograph. And yeah, I loved it so much. So when I was there, I had a plan to knit. I have a lot of things on the floor. And I don't know if you remember, but I was showing you this. And I was like, I'm going to finish it by the time I'm in Broome. No. Number one, this is lace and cotton. And it turns out I'm not fast with lace and cotton. Number two, I didn't get a lot of time to knit because I was just out doing things, which I think I forget that when I'm on holiday, I'm going to actually go be living life instead of just watching life. So I am not regretting that I didn't get much of this done at all. I would like to get it done at some point, but I've got a couple of other bigger projects that are higher priority for me. And although I love this detail so much, and I think it's going to look so good on, it is quite labour intensive. And so I'm just not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to finish it. But we'll see how we go. I'm quite okay with it. Just being like a long-term project that just sits in my back pocket that I pull out when I need it. I don't have a name for it either, but I'm sure I'll figure that one out. I don't know, cresting wave, something like that. Who knows? So the next things I'm going to talk to you about are knit crate purchases. I don't have the most recent ones because they haven't come yet, but I also understand that what's going on with the US Postal Service is crazy, and there's a lot going on there. They all seem to have the C word that we don't name. Not all, that's a generalization, but enough people that it's going to impact the Postal Service quite heavily. And so I am quite happy for it to float into my mailbox at any point. No pressure, USA, no pressure. You've got your own stuff going on right now. I should say I'm recording this on the 7th of November, and so the polls are not released yet. We don't know who has won, and although I'm obviously Australian, I would love for America to have a stable president. However, I am a political and international studies student and from university, and I do take a keen interest. And not only the way that things are turning out, but also the potential outcome and refusal to acknowledge the new president is concerning. And so, yeah, this is the first time we've ever seen a democracy act like this, and a true democracy, and it's fascinating. Anyway, knit crate, not politics. So, this is from August. So a while ago. Do I have a September one? I should. Have I already shown you the September one? I might have. I have no idea. Weird. Anyway, this one here. Where's the other? I caved up. Oh, it's next to me. I quite actually liked these ones this time. So I got the green one, which is the Unwind, the all natural, which I think, I'm not an orange person, but I do like that shade of orange, and I think that would have been beautiful. So this time, Knit Crate, you've done really well. This is the designer from the patterns, and the person who created the colorway, to go, like, the inspiration for the colorways, I should say. So I'm really interested in a lot of the designers that Knit Crate shows and that they promote. I would one day love to be published in Knit Crate, so I think they're really interesting. Anyway, so these is from Ordain Wools, or Ordain Wools. It is a Millhouse exclusively for Knit Crate, and it's their sleek one. I really like the weight of this. It is 220 yards over 100 grams. So what's that? Worsted? DK? I think it's a DK. So it feels so nice on my skin. I really like it. I think that colour's beautiful. It's just so pure. Like, it's a really clean, crisp apple green. So this is 55% fine merino wool, 30% baby alpaca, 15% mulberry silk. So what ended up happening, and I can't find them up here, what ended up happening was I decided I was going to make a Christmas ornament. And I had a really cool idea. Can't say what, because I'm still going to do it. Just wait. But I was like, yeah, I'm totally going to make this Christmas tree ornament. And I just told you what it was. Well done. So, yeah, I was going to make an ornament. And I was like, I really need some green wool. And I didn't have any because I'm not a green person. And so I was like, I need to go buy some. So I went to Spotlight, and the only thing I could find was some wool that was like mostly acrylic. And so I bought some, not really thinking much. And then I get home, and this is waiting for me. So I didn't return it because it's always good to have some kind of, basics on hand. But I'm really, really, really happy with this, and this will get used very soon. So I've already caked up a skein of it. Very bad caking skills again, but this is the good side. I've definitely caked up something already, and so I'm planning on casting it on pretty soon, especially if I want to make a Christmas ornament, you'd think. So the extra that came with this is a little stitch marker, which I can't currently hold. Here we go. It's a little stitch marker, and it actually glows in the dark, which I think is so cool. So I've been listening a lot to the Knitmore girls, and I know that they talk about knitting at the movies, knitting at the drive-in, knitting in the dark, and I think anything that can help me see better in the dark or see better at all is going to be really, really, really useful for me. So I love the idea of a glow-in-the-dark stitch marker. I just think it's so cute. The next thing that I bought with Knit Crate I did tell you guys about, but it's just come. So I've mentioned that Knit Crate, when you purchase from them, they give you like points into their system, and so then you get a discount based on how many points you get. So I think it's for every $1 spent you get a point, and then they come out with a member discount. So if you are actively purchasing Knit Crate, you get those discounts. Then they come out with additional discounts as well, and then they do like buy one get one free, or they do double down, which is extra discounts as well. So it's really good value, and a lot of them they do sell out quite quickly, but some of them are really good, and you can always get a couple. So I decided to purchase quite a few, and I'm really happy that I did. First of all, do I have any? No, I don't. Closest I've got is this. So if you remember the beanie that I knit, so I knit a beanie for Natalie, which was Nat's beanie, which is the beanie for my cousin, and I designed that one. It was a 1x1 ribbing with really cool like antler or crown looking decreases. I loved it. So I made another one originally for a boy, and then the boy and I did not work out, which is okay. And then my housemate has commandeered it, which much better outcome. And she wears it much better, although I still haven't woven in the ends. So I'm really bad at that with her. It was sort of a similar colorway to this. Not quite the same, but very similar. The one that I made for her. So it was in this, it was a different colorway, but in this yarn, which is La Brebis, or Brebis, or I don't know how to say it, which is another Knit Crate brand, and it is 100% baby alpaca. And so I saw these and I thought they were really cheerful and happy, and I love reds and rust oranges, and so I just thought this would be perfect. So I bought quite a few. I've bought this one. Anyone? Yeah, one more. This one. So I think that should be about a sweater quantity, and I'm really excited. Hopefully I can make myself a beautiful jumper out of these. It would be the most beautiful drapey, soft love. Sort of like my Our Cyclist, the grey one that I knit, which is the first one I ever knit. Also in baby alpaca, but that was from Drops Yarn. No? BC Gun. BC Gun. So these are just beautiful. They're really luxurious, really silky, like feeling. That baby alpaca is just so light and airy. So I can't wait. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. I remember buying them thinking about something, and now I have no idea what. So I just can't wait. So that is one massive purchase. And in the same one, I got these ones here. So these are Ordine Wool's Interlock, and this is 34% cotton. Sorry, I'll show it. Hold it where you can see it. 34% cotton, 35% linen, 19% lyocell, 11% nylon, and it's 351 yards over 100 grams. My apologies. This one is 400 yards over 100 grams, so it's fingering weight. This one here is DK, which means that one there is worsted. There we go. So I bought 3 of these. It is like a linen, or a linen cotton, and I really like just the colors, the simplicity of them. I like that there's some tonal in them. I think they're really fun, and I would love to do like a little summer top with those, something really light. So that's my, I've got quite a few holidays plans, so when my holidays come around, I will watch these again and remind myself of all of the plans I've got. But yeah, I really like these. I think they're really pretty, and I think the colour is just, it's like almost a muted lavender in here, really, or like lavender grey, very grey, but really soft. So I quite like it. Okay. If I'm continuing to talk about purchases, this one is from Tiny Toadstool Cottage. So she does her banned books of the month club. No, this one is fairy tales. So last time was banned books, this time is fairy tales, and it's a subscription that you buy off Etsy. She has other really beautiful things. I've got some of her things up in here that I've bought as well. Yarns, not things, yarns. So I am really excited about this one here. So first up, she always sends a tea. This is orange and cinnamon, which is perfect for Christmas. And there's more than one tea. Where are we? This one is 3 ginger, which is really fun. So the tea that I'm currently drinking, or waiting for it to cool down enough to drink, is also sent by her, and it's a rose and lavender one, which is really lovely. Then she sent 2 minis. So generally 1 mini goes with the yarn, and 1 mini comes as an extra. And these are the 2. They're really quite pretty. And then this one here is the final product. So, or the large skein. And I just think it's stunning. It's so gorgeous. So this one here is Who's Nibbling at My House? And the mini is dark chocolate. So these 2 are the ones that go together. And this is Azrai fingering, 100 grams for 400 meters. It is 40% superwash wool, 40% super kid mohair, and 20% polyamide. So it's, again, really soft, and the drape would be beautiful. Jane does do most things for socks. Obviously, I hate socks, but that's okay because I love her yarn and I just think it's so beautiful. And sometimes I do things like my cow to be out, sorry, cow, to show off her wool. And then lastly, there's a little stitch marker, and I just think it's so cute. It's so perfect for Halloween. It's a little, oh, can you even see it? Hang on, over my shirt. There we go. It's a little witch riding a broom. It's so cute. So cute. So it's perfect for Halloween and I love it. I'm just going to put it there so I don't lose it. So these are my latest purchases, and all the new ones will be coming out for the next podcast that I do, hopefully much sooner than 6 weeks later. My apologies again. Okay, so what have I actually been knitting? I've got massive news to share. So, my friend Anna from Stitchcraft and Wizardry, who I obviously adore, love, watch, live and breathe her stuff, she has come out with an advent calendar. And she reached out and asked me if I would like to design something to go for her advent. And of course I said yes. Sorry, motorbikes. So I jumped straight onto my books. I showed you guys before the big yellow magazine compendiums of different vintage knitting. And so I looked through for all the different, what is happening here? All the different vintage knitting lace patterns or ideas, textures that I could find. And I tried to put them together in a way that would be really beautiful. So this is the first draft. And this almost shows you how it's going to look, but not quite. Now what side is, this is the right side. Nope, this is the right side. So it starts off with garter. So some beautiful garter stitch. Also, most of these minis are either from Knit Crate or from Jane, from Tiny Toadstool Cottage. So this is from Knit Crate. So, yeah, I love her minis. I use them all the time. So it starts off with a garter stitch, and every second section will be garter. So first, and then third, and then fifth, and then seventh. And then I'm going to switcheroo, and then so you can have 2 detail sections next to each other. And then it's going to be the 14th, and then 16th, all the way up to the 24th. So this is the beautiful garter. And then this is like a broderie lace. So there we go. So it's just like little eyelet lace, really cute. The whole scarf has got this center decrease spine and a yarn over knit one edges. So this makes it so easy for blocking, and this just adds a little bit of detail and a little bit of fun. So yeah, you got the broderie lace, and then that was a mistake, so don't look at that. And then going up to the green, because I'm not going to show you all the mistake bits, because no, they're just like, they don't look bad. They just don't look as good as what I want them to, so I'm not going to use them. This is probably my favorite one. This is the broken rib, and I am quite obsessed. Then it goes into big chevron hearts, and this is, I think it might be one of Anna's favorites. Oh, I think hers is the broderie lace, which is the very first one, but this is also one of the favorites, my favorite one for Anna. It just reminds me of vintage and happiness and playtime, and yeah, just open lacy, women's shawls that are beautiful and decorative, and yeah, I absolutely love that one. Then you've got the star stitch. Now this is, it looks really fancy. It's actually so easy. All you do is you yarn over, and then you knit 3, and then you get so on your right hand needle, because you've knit 3, you've got 4 stitches. So, out of that selection, you've got yarn over, knit, knit, knit. And then you get the third in that knit, so just one after just the yarn over, and you pull that over like you're binding off. And so it creates this little texture, which is so cool. And it's really fun to play with. It's really open, but dense and textury and just beautiful. So this reminds me of like mistletoe beads and the thorns on the leaves, and yeah, it just makes me so happy. So it reminds me, sorry, my cat just had a moment. This reminds me of like the mistletoe, the berries and the thorns on the holly. And I just think it's so pretty. It's like open but dense and textured and lacy. It's just everything. Then we come up into some triangles. So these are like textured triangles. I really like them. I'd actually love to put this into a jumper pattern. I think that would just look amazing full body. And then keep them coming. Then you've got like a... get out of the way. Then you have like some diagonal shoots, and they are mirrored. So on this side they... oh, can you see that? There we go. On this side they come in, on this side they come in. So it just makes it like a really nice textured section. Then we have some lace triangles. And these remind me of Christmas trees. So the beautiful lace triangles that are going to be there. Then we have some birch lace. So birch tree is one of my favourite trees. It's an Eastern European tree. And it's really good for paper. So there's a lot of the paper like pulp comes out of birch trees. And so this pattern is kind of like my little spin on like a European Christmas with the birch trees, and just thinking of it being you know, big, tall and white and just kind of blank but really beautiful. And then that was a mistake. It was meant to be like a zigzag, but it just... And then, do I have anything else? No, I just kept trying new things and it didn't quite work out on that one. So, after this, I really like it, but I was looking at the sections and I was like, damn, they are long. And if I've got 24 of these, that's going to be a lot. So I kind of figured I would re-knit and just try and resize it a little bit. So this was 81 stitches to cast on. And so I redid it. Oh, this is... sorry. It's summer now, so it's so hot in Australia. I recast it on with another 10 stitches on each side. So this is now 101. Now this is not using my minis, this is just using a skein of fingering wool, but this is kind of a bit closer to the actual thing to see. So, this one here was more like garter is garter. You just cast on, knit back, easy. But everything else I had to reformat and make sure that it was fitting the correct amount of stitches. So this down the bottom is that broderie lace, which you can barely see through the colourful yarn. There we go. So you can see the beautiful broderie lace stitches. And I had to work really hard at making sure it would all work and really counting every single stitch, which I'm not usually a big fan of doing. So that was a lot of work. Then I use like a colourful mini just to indicate where each section broke up, just to make sure that I've got it. But also, how cute is that colourful mini? Oh, love. Okay, then you've got that beautiful triangle section. This will look better when it's blocked. I just haven't blocked it yet. So you've got a beautiful triangle section that's coming through, which I'm just such a fan of this. I think it's really pretty. And then I got tied up here. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to make sure it works because I was in a rush. Then you have those chevron lace hearts, which, oh, isn't that stunning? So good. Yes. And then you have the birch lace as well, just to make sure all that worked. I really love how there's every now and again that little section. I just think I really like it. I don't know why, but I really enjoy it. Then I have some chevron. So this is just textural chevron. So it's a bit harder to see in this pattern, but you can see in here. Making it fit in here was quite a challenge. So I hope if you knit this that you will also appreciate how much I have worked on it. Then the next step was... I think I had a moment and freaked out that I didn't do the broderie properly, so I did it again, but it's okay. I actually figured it out and it was fine. Then I had to figure out the gauge, so I did just some basic knit stitches just to make sure everything was all good. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go buy or pick up, because I've already bought it. I'm going to go pick up the advent calendar now, or as soon as I'm done here. And then I'm going to knit it up. I'm going to get started so I actually know the gauge as to what it should be. So I'm going to make sure everything is completely correct before I send anything out. And I'll talk to you about that in a second. Then I wanted to double check the leaning diagonal section, then the lace stitch, and then the triangle stitch. So you can see as I got higher and higher, I just kind of had a hissy fit and was like, it's just going to have to do. But I think it is stunning. And I'm really, really, really excited for you to come try it. So I do have one more section that I'm working on. And this is kind of the very last. And it's possibly my favorite bit. And it was the first idea I had in my head. So I just wanted to leave it to last to make sure it really worked out. And so, yeah, it's kind of a surprise. So in that, I have a little prize box to give away. I have this most beautiful bag, which is like a project bag. I reckon you could fit quite a bit in here. It's also doubles up as a backpack. So I just really love it. This one here, it supports the artists, the local artists. I actually struggle to pronounce this name. It is a Indigenous language. So it is, I'm just going to show you the name. It is Wattle, Langu, I think. Warlukurlangu. I'm so sorry. I don't speak. This is not. I don't speak any Indigenous language. I know some words in the local to me Indigenous language, which is Noongar. However, I don't know any other ones. This one here, I'm pretty sure is Yarlu, which is up north in Broome, obviously. But there are several different people groups up there, and there are several different languages. And so depending on the people that you run into, how close they are to the city, how long they've been in the city for, it tends to shift and change. Just because either they pick up new languages or they go back to their land or whatever it is. Aboriginal culture and Indigenous culture is the most fascinating. It is one of the oldest in the world. We don't even know how they got to Australia because it's almost an impossible trip. Like it's incredible. And so I'm so honoured that I get a chance to be able to promote to you their culture and share some of their things. So I went and made sure that I bought some things that would be not cultural appropriation, not incorrect to share, but something that would definitely still be educational and that would show you what they can do. So I'm really excited. So that is a sneak peek of one of the gifts in here. I have a few. So what I was thinking is, let's do a giveaway. But let's do it using that. So, I've just wanted to do a giveaway for a while. So, Anna has sent out my email address on each advent calendar. Sorry for that, my computer's dying. Okay, so let's do a giveaway. This is my plan. Every day I will be sending out an email. So Anna should have, I think she did, included my email in a little slip to go out in each yarn advent calendar. You need to email me because I need to make sure I'm doing the right thing, that my email doesn't end up in your spam box, that you only hear from me if you want to hear from me. If you don't want to hear from me, don't email me. That's okay. I hope you do. I hope you're intrigued by it. But if you don't like it, that's fine. So email me and I will, a few days before each prompt is due, I will email you with the instructions for that prompt. They will have, if necessary, photo tutorials. They'll have the finished sections that you can see it. I will be knitting it up in order. The thing is, I don't want to give you the section before it's actually released. So I might end up doing some swatches, or I might even just photograph what I've already done so that you can see the stitch, you can see the skill, but you don't see the color until the day that you open it. Then I'll put them up on my Instagram as highlights for anything else that you would like. Obviously, you can reach out to me. There'll be a Ravelry group up as well, which I'll make sure that Anna's involved with, but not too much because the poor thing, she needs to rest. Girl has been working 2 full-time jobs plus being a full-time mum. I have 1 full-time job and a cat, and I can barely cope, let alone what she's doing. She's amazing. So I'm not going to be asking her to do anything. Maybe she just hover in the group when she feels like it, because that's fair for her. So I will be emailing you a few days ahead. I plan to do it 3 days ahead just to make sure that there's always time, because it is like 24 days of advent calendar. It's going to be an email from me every day. So I know that's a lot. It's very overwhelming to hear me in your face every day, but hopefully you can push through for a month and get a beautiful scarf out of it. So that is my plan. And then I was thinking in the Ravelry group or on Instagram. So either way, I'll come up with a hashtag that you can tag it along with. And Anna and I will have a look at what you guys are doing. I'm thinking I'll close it around January 15th to give you more than enough time to relax, knit over Christmas, get all the presents ready, enjoy yourself. I personally believe this should be selfish knitting, but if you have someone you would like to knit this for, feel free, of course. So I am thinking that that is the best way to go. And yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions or disagree. If you want to see more prizes, that's totally fine. I will talk to Anna. I'm thinking I will sponsor a maybe 30% discount for her store for the winner, or maybe even a runner-up, because they're all going to be exactly the same. So you open them in the same order and you're going to be knitting on them. I'm thinking instead of doing it like a best knitter, because that's ridiculous. I want everyone to be able to access this from beginner to experienced, and so therefore a best knitter is just not a good category for me. It feels exclusive, it feels judgmental, and no. I'm thinking instead I will have little prompts that I will come out with every few days, so it's not every single day you have to answer a question. Don't stress. It is very chill. But I'll do a couple of little questions where maybe I'll ask, your favorite Christmas drink, or your favorite Christmas food, and your favorite present that you've ever received and why it was so important to you. Something along those lines. Something just little and that gets to know you, that gets to know me and Anna. And then we will have a look at the best answers that we resonate with. So it's not necessarily, or that makes us laugh, or that tickles our little funny bone in our head. So it's not a judgmental thing. It's not are you better than someone else? No. Not even close. Please don't feel that way. Because I would feel awful if that was how it came across. So that is my big reveal, and it is what I've been working on ardently for a few weeks now. Between that and my full-time job, guys, it's been so much fun and a lot going on. I just wanted to give you kind of like a life update for me. So one of the reasons I haven't been on here is because I've just been swamped. I got diagnosed with severe anxiety, and so while I don't want to say that I have it, I do currently struggle with it, and I'm finding it really difficult to keep getting up in the morning and keep coping at the moment. So I've taken a few days off here and there. I've had a stress migraine a few days ago, so thank you for those of you who check in and say hello and give me love. And you don't know how much you mean to me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you are checking in on me, please also check in on Anna, because she is incredible and she deserves every kind of drop of kindness and support and love. Just as a side note. So, yeah, I've been working really hard. I've changed my medication to make sure that everything is working for me better. I've been trying to put better processes in place, be more open about my mental health, because guys, it's so important. And I think 2020 has just really created this need to actually be upfront with where we're at and be like, hey, you know what? I'm not doing well. And it's okay that I'm not doing well, because not everyone's doing well. And just to, be open and honest about it with people that I care about, which involves you. So if you ever want to chat, if you ever want an uplifting word, if you ever want to send an uplifting word, I am totally here for it. So I'm at wattleand.wool on Instagram, and pretty soon you might be getting my email address. Oh, I should also say, for the advent calendar, at the moment I'm only sending it to people who have bought Anna's advent calendars. If you haven't, January 15th is when I'm going to close that competition Cal giveaway moment. And then from then, I will be putting it up on Ravelry as a free pattern. So you can definitely access it, but I want to obviously honor Anna and honor my commitment to her and everyone else who's bought it, because it's not fair for me to be like, hey, there's this exclusive thing that also everyone else can get. That's not fair. But you don't have to miss out. It will be free. I would feel so incorrect if I've given this to free, like for free for some people, and then I have sold it somewhere else. What I might do though is I might put it up for sale, and then some of the proceeds will go towards a charity of Anna's choice, because you know me, I love donating to charities. So that might be the other thing that I do. Okay, so I've talked at you for a little bit. My computer's died twice. My tea is still not cool enough for me to drink because I can't have boiling water. And I'm off to go pick up my advent calendar. So thank you so much for tuning in, for giving me all your love and support. It means the absolute world to me, and I will see you very soon. Bye.